Hi, this is Amy Mahali from Be Well Clinic, and I wanted to do a video that is about the encouragement of the amazing job that you are doing. Whether you are working on your own health or you're working to help better the health of your family, I know you are doing a great job. And I want to give you some encouragement and some ideas about how you can continue to engage and expand what you bring to your family and to your own health. The first thing is that every good thing we do for our body helps our body. This is one of my favorite things to talk about because we can get in a place where we think that if we don't do something as a habit that we keep for the rest of our life, what's even the point of doing it? That is not true. Every time you do something good for your body, it helps your body. If you went to bed earlier one night out of 7, you got more sleep than if you stayed up late every single night. If you eat liver once in your life or once a month, you get more nutrition than if you never ate liver at all. Every time you do something helpful, your body is helped. So that's something I want you to hold on to as we're walking forward. Don't get trapped in thinking that you have to keep a habit in forever. Some you will, and that'll be great. But think about what things you're doing, what things you can do, and every time you do something helpful, your body is helped. The second thing is to build your intuition muscle, or trust your gut. I believe that we were all created with the ability to know what is good for our bodies and what's good for the bodies we are caring for, like our children. This may be a muscle that you are good at using, and it's maybe really strong. Or it may be something that you haven't used much, and it's a pretty weak muscle. The good news about weak muscles is they get stronger with use. So try using your intuition muscle with little things and build up from there. One suggestion would be to do in a detox bath. Do you want Epsom salt or apple cider vinegar in your bath? Just listen what seems to be the best for your body and go with it. See what happens. Experiment. As you are building your intuition muscle, you're going to get more and more confident. And as long as you're making decisions that are not with life-threatening symptoms, you're good, you're safe. If you chose apple cider vinegar instead of Epsom salt, your body's going to be fine. But when you start listening and being confident that you're choosing correctly, that muscle gets stronger and you're going to be able to use it more and more with more confidence. This is incredibly empowering, both for your care of your own body, but also if you're caring for children and other people in your family. Thirdly, as you're walking yourself and your children through healing and staying healthy, there are a lot of things that are going to come up that may not be pleasant. Sometimes we have symptoms from the process of healing that are not fun to go through. Sometimes we may have pain or inflammation or be very tired or irritable. We may have to say no to things like the food our friend is eating. Your kids may come home feeling very different because they're needing to eat different foods than their friends are at school. Remember that the appropriate response can be grief and sadness. You don't always have to fix it. You don't always have to make them feel better. Think about when you've had a good cry and how much better you felt afterwards. Tears are healing and releasing. And if something is off and you're doing a hard thing, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that for your kids. You are doing a hard thing. It is okay that you're feeling different. You're not crazy. You're not wrong for feeling different. You're not even wrong for feeling sad or angry. But then go to the appropriate response, which is listening, validating, acknowledging, comforting, grieving, telling them their tears are okay, and letting them get that emotion out, or letting yourself get that emotion out. When we're able to release things, then our body's able to move on, and healing comes, and we took care of it. When you're hungry, you should eat. When you're sad, you often need to cry, and that is okay, and I want you to remember that that's an appropriate response that we often have to have as we're going through the countercultural healing journey that we are on. The fourth thing is to model and teach the behavior that you would like to see in your kids. Meaning, be excited. Be excited that you are getting to try new foods. Be excited for a new recipe. Be realistic about things like how much energy it takes to make a new recipe. All these things that you're modeling is good for your kids. Even with the last point, modeling being sad when you miss out on something. When you go to your friend's party and you can't have the wine and chocolate and cookies that everyone is eating, or you can't have as much, It's okay to come home and be sad and let your kids know, hey, that was sad for me too that I missed out on my friend, but I still love my friend still loves me, and I could still have a good time even though I was also sad. So pick different opportunities every time you can to model the behavior that you want to grow in your kids. This is what you do as a parent all the time, and we can also model that behavior for ourselves. We can focus on that positive neuropathway development as opposed to the negative neuropathway development. Again, it is important to grieve when you're sad, but also we don't have to stay in sadness, and we can look at the silver lining or the bright side of things. It is not by denying the reality of hard things, but it is by looking through that reality and also finding the good. And this goes into the last point, which is focus and find the good. Again, not to the denial of reality when you're in a hard situation, but when we focus on the good, we are going to have a different trajectory than when we focus on the negative. This is in two ways. One, in the emotional way that I was just talking about, but also in how you're teaching your kids. If you are teaching your kids to not eat that and not eat that and don't eat that and that's bad for you and that's chemicals and that's poison, you are going to build an attitude that is going to be very negative view. If you instead focus on this nourishing food and delicious this and how good this recipe is, if your kids only like bacon, focus on how good bacon is for their bodies. And then focus on how we could cook bacon and eggs together, and then the eggs taste like bacon, and that could be delicious. And then what if we use the same kind of seasoning in the sausage that we make from hamburger, and now we're eating hamburger, right? So you can keep building by focusing on the good instead of focusing on the bad. Don't eat macaroni and cheese. Don't eat cereal. We focus on how can we make eggs delicious? How can they be exciting? How can they be your favorite food? Let's try them 10 different ways and find out what's your favorite way to make eggs. Those are the things that I want you to do, is focus on the good instead of focusing on the negative, both in going forward, in teaching, in learning, in establishing habits, but also in how we're looking at life. This is going to help our neurotransmitters, our body, our energy, everything about our body is going to do better when we're focusing on the positive while still living in reality of when hard things are happening. I hope those are so helpful and so encouraging to you. My heart is for you, and I love what you are doing on this healing journey, and I really hope that this is a blessing to you and encourages you to keep going as you are doing an amazing job on this health journey. We're going to go together. Onward, as I like to say, and I'll see you in the next video about how to take care of your body.